You may have seen this on social media, the basement braces trend. Yikes. People with no degree or certification are installing people's braces in private homes. I mean, what could go wrong? Joining us now to discuss this growing trend and issue is orthodontist Dr. Zach Truman with Truman Orthodontics in Henderson. Good morning, Doctor.
Good morning. Thanks for having me today.
Thank you for coming on, although thank you for scaring me at this time in the morning. Basement braces, what the hell is happening here?
Well, from what I understand, there's people that are on social media, they're advertising and they're doing orthodontic care in their basements or in other locations other than certified places of business.
What would lead someone to believe that they have the skill, temperament, and understanding to do a DIY dental procedure like this at home?
Well, one of the things I think that our profession, we don't do anything that's fast moving, and so things work pretty slow. And there's also nothing, what I would say, invasive, where there's no stitches or anything like that. And so, we put these on. You hear the word tighten, and they start moving teeth around. And I think that they feel that there's a little bit less risk. I really can't tell you otherwise. I don't know.
I mean, just out of curiosity, what are some of the potential risks attached to this? Because I mean, even when you go to to see a professional orthodontist, sometimes there can be things that happen that need to get corrected or changed. So what are some of the biggest concerns you have when you hear about this?
Yeah, well, one of the biggest things is if they're not taking x-rays, they don't know exactly what's going on in their mouth. For example, there may be impacted teeth, which are teeth that don't, they're in their mouth, but they haven't come into the actual oral cavity yet. There may be extra teeth. There may be other things that they're not aware of. That's the first thing that you'd worry about. The second thing is if you move teeth too fast, you can damage the teeth. They can fall out. And then finally, one of the big things, and it's something that we see, is when you're moving teeth just to get them aligned, sometimes the bite won't coordinate and you can't chew your food. And that could lead to tooth damage, it could lead to jaw pain, or just an inability to chew properly.
Which could lead to you not enjoying International Burger Day.
Exactly, yeah, you'd have a problem eating your burgers. Exactly.
Right. Fashion braces. Mm-hmm. What is this and what Here we go. I love it. But from basement braces to fashion braces.
Well, a lot of what I found, when I was growing up, most people didn't want to do braces. They felt like, it was just train tracks or whatever. Now, they can, the youngsters and even some of the older people, they put colors on them, and they'll put Knights colors and they'll put Raiders colors. But they're actually medical devices. They have very specific fabrication. There's a lot of science that goes into it. And so as we're applying these, they're not for fashion, although some people use them, as fashion statements, but they are medical devices.
Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, I went to go and see the optometrist, and I failed on purpose because I wanted to wear glasses for a year.
Yeah.
So that happens. What qualifications does someone typically need to perform these orthodontic procedures?
Yeah. So the reality of orthodontics is all certified orthodontics are dentists, and so you have to do the 4 years of dental school. And at that point you're at least able or competent to move teeth around. But an orthodontist will do an additional 2 to 3 years of a certification for that. And we have a great orthodontic community here in Las Vegas. There's a lot of certified orthodontists, but that's all we do. We don't do any root canals, we don't do fillings, we don't do crown and bridge, any of those things. It is specifically trained to align teeth and to optimize function of the mouth so that people can chew. I
was actually going to ask you, have you actually seen any of these basement braces trends yourself? Has anyone come into you to ask them to be corrected? Have you come across those?
Unfortunately, it's not necessarily somebody that's come from from a basement, but there are a lot of situations where people come in, they've had orthodontic care without the care of a dentist or an orthodontist, and they can't chew. And that's what I've seen mostly. The alignment the teeth look better, and they think that this is great. I've got this for a great discount, but I can't chew my food now, doctor. What do I do? And the problem is I had a specific case where we had a patient come in before they did the treatment, and it was a difficult case, and then after they did the treatment, it was actually worse. We would have to go back and then recorrect.
Wow, that's crazy. Well, thank you so much for coming in and terrifying me this morning. I will definitely be looking out for those parties in future. But for all information, you need to book your appointment with Truman Orthodontics. It's on your screen right now. You can also find their office at 10855 Southeastern Avenue in Henderson.